Om Shanti. This is the Avyakt Murli of 26th of January, 1977, and the title is Experience Wonderful Activity Through the Subtle Power of Introspection. Do you now clearly know the real power of silence? Just as you are able to see the practical results of the powers of speech and actions, in the same way, have you experienced the practical results of silence, the most elevated power? Just as you are able to transform souls by talking to them, so too have you experienced transforming the attitude and vision of others with your power of silence, that is, through your thoughts. Through words, you can only transform those who are in front of you. However, through the mind, that is, through the power of silence, no matter how far away souls may be, you can make them experience being personally in front of you. Just as through the instruments of science, you are able to see distant scenes in front of you, in the same way, with the power of silence, no distance will be felt. You, as well as the others, will experience that scene to be in front of you. This is known as the power of yoga. Just as the instruments of science will only work when there is an accurate connection with the main station, in the same way, only when you constantly have a clear connection with BapDada can you experience the power of silence. In science, it is a question of just the connection, whereas here, a connection means to experience all relationships clearly. Only then will you be able to see the practical results of the power of the mind. As yet, very little subtle service of invoking souls and transforming them through the power of the mind is being done. Through their spiritual practice, semi-pure souls are able to invoke souls. Through their spiritual endeavor, they are able to show miracles to souls at distance. Through their temporary means, they attract them towards themselves. Therefore, what can godly power, that is, the most elevated power, not achieve? For this, you especially need the power of concentration of thoughts, and stability of stage. The basis of these is introspection. By having introspection, you will internally have many wonderful divine experiences. Through divine vision, you are able to see the divine activities of the subtle region, the subtle world. In the same way, through the subtle power of introspection, you will experience wonderful activities. Are you able to experience the divine activity of invoking souls, of having a heart-to-heart conversation with souls, of transforming the nature and sanskars of souls, and of enabling souls to forge a connection with the Supreme Father? Are you able to give blessings of peace, power, and health from a distance to souls who are unaccomplished, peaceless, unhappy, and diseased? The method of giving blessings in the non-living images of the Shaktis is portrayed by the particular way the hands are shown. The pose of giving blessings is that of completely stable hands, vision, and thoughts. Now, in your living form, in order to be able to do spiritual service in the world of spirits, in this living world itself, not in the incorporeal world, you must increase the power of stability. Souls should be able to invoke other souls and serve them spiritually. Now experience the wonder of this spiritual activity. When you do this spiritual service with a fast speed, the conflict that arises due to the consciousness of mine and yours in serving through words and deeds, the conflict of name, fame, prestige, etc., and the conflict of sanskars and nature, the feeling of a lack of time and money, all obstacles of this type will end. You will thereby develop the sanskar of spiritual service and will remain engaged in service with this sanskar. Now, this year, start this type of powerful service. Give all souls who come into contact with you through words or through the practical impact of your life, and those who you still hope will come into contact with you, the experience of spiritual power. You have already given them the experience of your efforts and your elevated stage. Now together, with both these experiences, also give them the experience of your spirituality. Let them experience all these three. By the next Shivratri, create such a subtle and physical stage that souls who come into contact with you have an experience of their own soul and of spirituality. That while listening to the sound of your voice, they experience themselves in a stage beyond sound. Organize a special program for such contact souls. Let it be your aim, not merely to lecture, but to give them an experience. You may organize small groups, but your aim must be to bring them closer by giving them the experience of spirituality and a relationship with the spiritual Father. Do something new. Your own stage and the atmosphere of the gathering's venue should attract people from a distance. The question of giving a general message is different. You may do that, but this kind of program is essential. For this, the instrument souls, that is, the serviceable souls, must take a pledge of maintaining their stage of concentration and introspection. Through this, they will be able to transform the attitude of others. You know that the devotees hold a fast of physical food. You knowledgeful, serviceable souls should fast by staying beyond any upheaval of waste thoughts, wasteful words, and wasteful deeds, and maintain your stability, that is, your spirituality. Only then will you be able to show other souls the miracles of the Sun of Knowledge. Make an extraordinary plan. In bhakti, the fragrance of incense sticks attracts others from a distance. In the same way, the power of stability should attract from a distance. Do you understand what you now have to do? Develop a relationship with those who are in contact with you, and with such experiences, make those special souls your mics to spread the knowledge. Acha, to souls who give the experience of spirituality through stability, to those who remain engaged in service at every second and in every thought, to the spiritual servers who give an experience of comfort to other souls, BapDada's love, remembrance, and namaste. BapDada's meeting with DDG. In the corporeal form, you saw many practical examples of the power of stability. While sitting at a distance, children used to experience BapDada, especially remembering them or giving them special power. Thoughts and activities were found to be matching on both sides. You experienced this in practice, did you not? Just as when someone calls you by telephone, the bell rings. In the same way, when children receive Baba's directions through a message or through thoughts, the waves of happiness rise inside within the soul so that they have goose pimples of happiness. However, some ignore the telephone and let it ring, and so are not able to receive the message. In the same way, although children definitely experience this, they move along with carelessness. They are not able to understand the divine wonder of the power of stability, but they definitely do experience it. In the same way, some souls also have an experience of other souls. However, just as when there is indifference on the line or the telegraph poles, so that a message cannot be conveyed due to that influence of the atmosphere or environment, in the same way, here there is the influence of attitude. Because of having a disturbed attitude, you are not able to catch the message. This year, a group should be prepared of those who have the determination to maintain the power of stability so that they are able to have these unique experiences. One is like receiving diamonds and jewels by going to the bottom of the ocean, and the other to experience moving along with the waves of the ocean of knowledge. You have had the experience of moving along with the waves. Now you have to go to the bottom of the ocean. Invaluable treasures are found at the bottom. By making this aspect firm, you will easily be able to step away from everything else. This is known as having thoughts of the original self, self-realization, and powerful service. This is the stage of a light and might house. Then you will have to donate through your drishti. This is the stage of taking someone beyond with just a glance. The power of stability can show you many wonders. Those with occult power attain their power with the power of stability. You can cure yourself with the power of stability. You can make many diseased souls completely free from disease. You can have many unique experiences through this power. To stop something moving is the result of the power of stability. When something stops, when you say stop, then the drums of victory of your being, the bestowers of blessings, will beat. At present, they only beat the drums of wah, wah. You have given very good lectures and worked very hard, and your life has become very good. Later, they will beat the drums of victory. So now, do you understand what the aim and object is for this year? You need to do double service. You can do this special service at Amrit Vela. At that time, you will also be able to hear the calls of the devotees. You will feel as though someone is personally calling you. Therefore, you have to increase this power. Whatever time you have, 2 minutes, 5 minutes, just experience the power of stability. By accumulating a little at a time, you will accumulate a lot. And then the revelation of the Almighty authority will take place through the Shaktis. The perfection of the Shaktis will work like a mirror for the blind. The year of perfection means to have this perfection. Acha? BapDada meeting the teachers. A teacher means an angel. A teacher's duty is to be a guide and take the pilgrims to their high destination. Who can take others to a high destination? Those who themselves are angels. That is, those who are double light. Only those who are light are able to go high up. Those who are heavy come down. A teacher's duty is to take others to the high destination. So what will the teacher do? Become an angel. If the teacher is not an angel, then she remains down below and also brings others down. Do you experience yourselves as angels? To be completely light, not even to have the burden of a body. Mud is heavy. Body consciousness is also mud, clay. When you have the consciousness of the body, you remain heavy. When you go beyond it, you will remain light. That is an angel. So lighten yourself from even the awareness of the body. When you go beyond the awareness of the body, you will be able to go beyond everything else. To be an angel means to have all relationships with the Father, not to be in a relationships with even your own body. You have even returned the body to the Father who gave it to you. Once you give something that belongs to you to someone else, your connection with it is finished. You have all accounts with the Father and no one else. I sit with you, I speak to you, and so all accounts are with the Father. Are they not? Since you have all accounts with the Father, then all other accounts have finished. Have they not? A teacher means someone who has all accounts with the Father. That is, all relationships with the Father. Since you now belong to the Father, all past accounts have finished. This is known as being a complete beggar. A beggar does not have any bank balance. He doesn't have any accounts, any relations, neither with any person, nor any physical comforts. All accounts have finished. There shouldn't be any bank balance in the account of past actions. You have to have such checking. There are some who have such complicated accounts they leave behind when they die, that is, distresses the people left behind. So do you check if all your accounts have finished? If the account of everything of your sanskars and nature, etc., have finished, then you would be empty, would you not? Only when you become light to this extent can you become a guide and take others high up. So do you understand what a teacher has to do? It is easy or difficult to become a teacher. To become a teacher means to become equal to the Father. And so, whosoever claims the seat of a teacher becomes equal to the Father. To become a teacher means to have a thought of taking responsibility. So Baba also cooperates with you to this extent. However much responsibility someone takes, the Father is responsible to give that much cooperation. When the Father takes the responsibility, is it easy or difficult? Once you have given the responsibility to the Father, you should not carry that responsibility. It becomes difficult when you consider yourself to be responsible for whomsoever you become an instrument. Baba, and not you, is responsible. You do not take the burden upon yourself, do you? Many have the habit of carrying a burden. No matter how much you tell them, they still carry it. This should not happen. It should not happen like this. This is a burden of waste. Leave everything to the Father. Belong to the Father and leave everything to Him, and there will be a greater progress, greater success, and everything will be easy. BapDada has great love for teachers. Why? At least you have courage. BapDada is happy to see your courage, but is also amazed at those who lack courage. Teachers should not get involved with questions such as what or why, etc. Otherwise, the cue of those following like that. A teacher means one who is stable in the stage of a full stop. Those who ask questions become subjects. To apply a full stop means to become a king. Those who constantly ask questions can never experience supersensuous joy. This is why the special dharana of teachers is to apply a full stop. A teacher means to be one with a surrendered intellect, not just those who do everything according to the program, but those who invent things. What new system should you invent so that the maximum number of people are able to get the message easily? Each one has to create such an invention. Acha, blessing, may you be a conqueror of Maya and a conqueror of the world by making Maya unconscious through BapDada's company. Just as you are loving to the Father, so too, make Baba your companion and Maya will become unconscious from a distance. The promise you made at the beginning, I eat with you, I sit with you, I comfort myself with you. Perform every task of the daily timetable according to this promise, and Maya will not be able to disturb you, but instead she will be destroyed. Constantly keep your companion with you, with the power of the company, and by being absorbed in Baba's love, you will become a conqueror of Maya and a conqueror of the world. Slogan: constantly keep the line of your intellect clear, and you will be able to understand the feelings of each other's mind. Om Shanti.